Welcome back to Tell Me Something Good. I'm your host, Jackie.
And I'm Jelly.
And we have a podcast where we talk about a whole lot of everything, but a whole lot of nothing at the same time. But we have a little bit of wine, and it was a journey to get this wine opened, and it's a dry red wine.
Yes.
Let me drink some.
I don't usually like dry wine, but it's okay.
I love it. But we're only going to stick to this amount because this wine will hit. All right. So, Jelly, tell me something good that happened this week.
I actually have two things.
Okay.
The first one is the groundhog did not see a shadow.
So that means
spring is coming.
Wait, is that what happened?
Yeah.
Okay, because I was so confused because people were trying to fight the groundhog on TikTok. But I'm like, why are we fighting the groundhog again?
Because spring is coming, and I feel like I'm somebody who does have like seasonal depression. It's just something about like the winter. I have a love-hate relationship with winter, but I'm ready for spring.
Yes, me too. And I feel like this past month we've gotten a little bit of a taste of spring because it was warm some days, but yeah, that's a great thing.
But it's crazy to me that we haven't had snow at all like this past 2 years.
Yeah, we haven't. I really want it to snow though. Before spring comes,
yeah.
I want some snow.
Me too. So my second thing was that I figured out how to edit.
Okay. She literally finished editing the last video in one day.
Yeah.
Even though she says she doesn't know how to edit. And
I didn't. I promise I'd never done it before. But I don't know. I felt you helped me be proud of myself because I was kind of like, okay, I did it. And you're like, you like.
No, you.
I feel like you're my life coach. Like you'll be like, you did so good and hype me up. And I'm learning to like be like, okay, I can celebrate my little wins.
You should celebrate that. And I think when people look at it, it looks like it was easy to do because you made it look so effortless. When I watched it, I didn't even know that you knew how to, like, you know how you split my face and your face and the whole, if people knew that is something new to both of us. We were doing, iMovie edits. We were doing it on our phone. It's completely different than what you're doing now. And everybody tell Jelly that she did an amazing job because when I was watching it, I felt like I was watching like a podcast.
Yeah.
It was a podcast.
And it was like the basics. So I'm excited to like really dive in and learn a lot more because there's so many buttons and stuff on there. So I'm excited. I look forward to it.
Yes. And maybe that's your thing, girl, because when you sent me a picture of what it looked like on the, what was on the software you were using, and honey, I didn't know what I was looking at. I can do some things, but not that. But yeah, you did great.
Thank you. Now tell me something good about your week.
Something good that happened this week was, I graduated officially from life coaching. So it was like an official graduation. They did like a ceremony through Zoom, and it was super cool to see my name on there. And just looking back at how many times I wanted to quit because I was stressed. And then I posted about it on my Instagram, and my idol, Jay Shetty, who is literally my king. I love him so much. He messaged me, congrats. And then I responded like, thank you. Like, I'm thankful for you. And he said, humbled and grateful. Like, honey, we was messaging. I was like, I was the one who left him on red.
That's a flex.
No, but because I feel like I expressed to him how I felt.
Yeah.
But oh my gosh, I don't think he understands how much that meant to me.
Oh, yeah.
And it's funny because I look back at the like where I had mentioned him, like 2019, 2020. And then he responded to that. And I just felt like I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
I know that may not be a big deal to others, but to me that is a big deal because the life coaching school I went through was through Jay Shetty. That's how much I admire him. Like for me to do my training through him. So yeah, and he responded, and he's gonna be our next guest. Me, Delulu, he might be, or we might be his guest.
Yeah, I love Joe Shetty too. I feel like he's helped on my healing journey a lot.
Yes.
Like, what's your favorite video, like his guest?
Oh my gosh, I don't know. He has so many, and I started watching him back when COVID started. That's whenever, I think that's when he really took off. But I don't know. I've seen the ones with, Kim Kardashian. I've seen the ones with him by himself. I've seen where I've bought books from where he's had guests on there, and I'm like, oh, I love that guest, so I'm gonna get their book. But I don't know. I don't know if I have a favorite.
Yeah, there's so many.
There is so many.
One of my top ones was the one with Big Sean.
That one was good.
Yeah.
Yes.
I recommend y'all watch that one because he said something on there that stuck to me when he was like, you like when you're at the airport and something goes wrong, you complain a lot and you're like, I missed my flight or my flight left or my luggage. But when things go good, we don't even talk about it. Like, we're not like, the process.
That's true.
And I was like, that is so true, how we focus on the bad. Like, we talk about
we give energy to the bad when there's so much good, like that we
every day.
Exactly. Like we normalize the good things that happen in our, like, it becomes so normal that we don't realize how maybe one thing that we have others don't.
It's like we expect everything to go good, and if it doesn't, we're complaining or just being mad, or we allow it to dictate our day.
Yeah, and we take for granted the things that do go good. Like, for example, my washer broke, and I didn't realize how grateful I am for my washing machine because
yes,
it washes my clothes, and then I get to wear the clothes that I want whenever, get to clean it, wash it whenever. So after that, literally, I wrote in my journal, I am so thankful for my washing machine.
Even when you're sick. Okay, let's cheers to Jackie graduating.
And to you editing, like... Okay, let's redo that. I feel kind of tipsy off of that sip.
Oh, my God.
Because I haven't really ate.
Again?
Oh, gosh. I don't want to faint. Okay, say that again.
Cheers to Jackie graduating and becoming a life coach.
And cheers to Jelly editing the last video and making us look amazing. Thank you.
Cheers.
We have a topic that we wanted to touch on today. This is a topic that I feel like we talk about a lot, our friendships and friendships that didn't work or friendships that were toxic.
Yeah.
But how do we, as adults now, know when a friendship is toxic, right? Because I feel like when we're younger, we hang on to those friendships a lot because we don't know. We just see things as normal. And the older that I get, the wiser that I get, I pick up on moments in my life where I look back and think, oh my gosh, why was I friends with this person?
Yeah. I think a majority of our younger friendships are like that. Like, there's just a few that make it past the adult tests because, there's a lot of times where just the whole situation wasn't, we weren't helping each other grow. Like, it was more just, especially the partying friends, and it's like there's no depth to it but it's good to go through that because I'm like, I had fun with those times and stuff, but sometimes we got to realize just to cut it off.
And I think being able to have friends for different things is good. Like, hey, these are my workout friends. This is the friends I have to party with. These are the friends. And I try to keep my friendships like that, like my work friends and this, because I feel like I do have a lot of friends, but then I think, okay, but I don't do the same things with all my friends and I don't have to. And back then I try to put everybody in the same, and I feel like that's where it would get kind of messy. So now I've gotten better at saying, okay, well, this is the friend, my work friend. This is my outside of work friend. This is my drinking friend. This is my gym friend. This is, but I think as we get older, we have to kind of prioritize our time with, we don't just have to, we don't want to spend it with just anyone because first of all, we're busy. Yes. So if we're going to make time, it's literally making time. And I've been thinking about that a lot lately because I've realized that I do have a great circle of friends, like super good circle of friends. But there was a time in my life where it wasn't this way.
I feel like I don't have any friends. I have like a couple, And I don't know. I feel like it's hard for me to have friends. I don't know why.
I also
realize
think
that.
it's hard to make friends when you're older. Like when we're older, like the older we get. And some of my friends, you know, I've met them through work, through this, you know, but it is harder to make friends
Yeah.
when we get older. It's like, how do you even do that?
But I think it's too subconsciously, like, I've had friends do me wrong, and it's like my brain trying to protect myself. So I don't allow a lot of people to get close and like open up to them. So I feel like subconsciously, like, I just don't let it happen, because some friends have shown me that, you know, they can cross you or do things that you wouldn't typically do to them.
Yeah. And I feel that now I kind of know where to like where I'm saying, like, okay, I'm going to say this, but I'm not going to take it further. Then, like, I don't need to, then that's why I think I have a lot of friends, because I don't share my deepest stuff with them. Yes, I have friends, but it's literally a few that actually know what's going on with me and my personal life. And, you know, and I like to keep it that way. And back then I would share everything with everybody. And that's when I realized, like, I could feel like certain vibes, energies would switch when I would be happy for myself or excited for things that were happening. And I learned to not say everything to everybody, because I do think that people can put bad energy on your dreams and on what's going on in your life.
Yeah, but that's something that I'm like, I need to work on that, because I'm blocking the good friends too, you know, like, so that's something I realized this year, is that I need to work on that and make friends. And if they want to do something, like, that's on them, and they miss out on a good friendship, you know, so not to like just block everybody from being my friend or, but yeah, kind of tread lightly with that, and just don't ignore red flags and stuff, because I used to. And I'm like, well, of course, you ignore all the red flags and you expect them to not do something to you that they've done to everyone else. Or
And have you ever had where people would tell you, why are you friends with this person? And you would see the best in them. You would see like how good they could be, or how, you know, but other people would say, I don't know how you can be friends. Like, or they said this, did you not pick up on that? And you wouldn't even sometimes, but now I think I've gotten better at picking up on comments. That the way that I see it is, why would you say that if I wouldn't say that to you? And I have a really good friend. My best friend is Lexi. I love you, Lexi.
Shout out, Lexi.
Shout out to, like, we're going to have her on here. I cannot wait to have her on here. She's been my best friend since I was in high school, in 11th grade. And I can't wait to have her on here so we can share how we became best friends and all that. But I always go back. If Lexi wouldn't do that to me, why would this person do that to me? So that's how I always, so sometimes I don't know, was that shady? Was that, and I'm like, would Lexi do that? Because I know Lexi always would never do anything like that to purposely offend me or hurt me. So I always go back and think, would Lexi do it? If she wouldn't, then why is somebody feeling so comfortable to do that to me?
That is true.
You know, and
I feel like it's good to see like, I also have friends who aren't just going to say yes all the time. Like, they'll tell you if you're out of line, or if, you know, like, if they think you're drinking too much or something, they'll be like, you know, are you good? Kind of have like a real friendship to where they're not just down to destroy their life with you.
Yes. And I think it's always about the way you go about saying things, because sometimes people can come at you and it can feel very mean and hurtful, and you don't even want to listen because you're already shut off by the way they came at you. So I think, you know, coming to people and saying things with love and coming out of genuine love.
Yeah, not being judgmental.
Yes, out of like judge-free, you know, you're coming at them with love, not with judging. You're not judging them. You're saying, I love you so much that I don't understand, you know, you're hurting yourself. I don't like seeing this. And then see how, you know, they go about that. And, you know, I appreciate people who can put me in my place and tell me, girl, why are you not stepping up to your potential? Like, you know, and I have a friend that would tell me, like, you're pretty much what we said last week, you're sleeping on yourself. And she would tell me this, and I knew it was true, but it was because she saw the potential in me. And others will not see that, but they'll want you to spiral and go down because they don't want to see you do good. Red flag when they flirt with your man. I mean, I haven't had that happen. I don't think.
But I'm sure a lot of people have.
Yeah. I think a red flag is when they're contacting your man. I don't know, actually.
Yeah, flirting or anything. I had a friend who I didn't find out until later, but like it was a friend we would party all the time, and we would fall asleep on the couch, like just drunk or whatever. And my man was over one time, and apparently something happened while I was asleep next to them.
What happened? You don't have to go into detail, but was it?
She gave him a blowy.
No, she did. How did?
And it's funny because I found out years later, and I'm like, I wasn't surprised. And I'm like, that's how I knew I shouldn't have been in that friendship, because I honestly was not shocked. It's kind of like I was like, oh, like, and I didn't care at that point. But I'm like, what?
Yeah, that is crazy. Okay. So you were y'all drinking?
Yeah.
And then were you on the couch with him?
I think we were on the couch together, and she was on another couch. And then she asked him if she could.
I honestly wouldn't be surprised if they did the same thing to me in the past. Like if I was to find out now. But why are we allowing friendships like that,
And I didn't know at the time, but there was other signs, like, that we just weren't meant to be friends. But I don't hold any grudge. Like, I can see them and be like, hey, how are you? And, like, just move on. Because I feel like I hold space for people from my past, just because, I don't know, I just hold space like you were in my life at that time. And I know that the reason for doing things, I feel like I have a lot of empathy.
I'm the same way. I'm not good at cutting people off completely, because at the end of the day, you're going to see them.
Yeah.
And I have done it in the past, and I regretted it because it just made my life more complicated, more awkward when I completely cut people off,
Yeah.
Because I'm still going to see you out and about. Then people know, and then people will make it weird. And I don't like the weirdness. So I feel that the best way to go about, like, let's say you want to cut off a friendship, but you don't want them to, like, you don't want to have that conversation.
Yeah, I'm like, is it better to like confront it and be like, I just think we should go separate ways, or do you just kind of?
I think if it's the first time and the only time they've ever, if you caught on to something and you feel like it's bothering you and you're that close to them, I feel like it's okay to have that conversation one time. Like, hey, you did this. I don't know if you meant it. And maybe you can feel if they were apologetic. You can, because I feel like I gave a lot of chances to people.
Yeah.
Friendships
I'm
in my
so
past.
not confrontational though. Like, I'm just kind of like, well, I'll just go my way, and they'll probably like, what is happening?
But do you go your way after a few times of something?
Yeah, like I give a lot of chances.
Yeah.
But I don't really speak up on it.
And sometimes you don't have to explain yourself. They didn't feel the need to do that when they did what they did. Yeah. So I don't think that you have to explain yourself. I see people all the time, and I don't feel the need to burn bridges or do any of that. I just distance myself, and I still have love for people in my life. I will have love. If something were to happen to them, it would hurt me, But sometimes friendships are better from afar. And it's healthier for both of you. And that doesn't mean there's no love there. That just means it's not healthy for us to be so close.
That is true. Because I feel like most of the times, like I'll just ignore everything, and I'll be, kind of your intuition will tell you, like, it's time to let this go. And then it kind of just blows up, and there's some kind of conflict or fight or drama. And it's, because a lot of people take it personal, that's why I wouldn't do it sometimes, because I would be like, kind of that ride or die mentality, like, and it's hard to cut that off. But the older I get, I'm just like, you can't have that mentality, and like it's good. People are supposed to be in your life for a season sometimes, and maybe I taught them something and they taught me something, and it's, you just go on. Yeah,
I agree. And I know that I've probably been a toxic friend before, or the friend that didn't check up on people. And I realize that now, because sometimes I'm not good at that, checking up on people and being, I'm just a distant friend sometimes. Like,
and it's not personal. Like,
yes,
usually I'm going through something myself that I'm just like, dude, I got to check on me first. 'Cause
But I love those friendships that you don't have to talk every day, but when you talk that once a month or once a week or once every 2 weeks, it's like there's no animosity, there's nothing weird. It's just you understand you both have a life, you both have things going on, but when you come together, there's still that friendship. Nothing's changed. I feel like now I don't cut off people completely, because I used to be the type, delete it on Instagram, delete it on Facebook. You don't need to know anything about me. And it just made things more weird.
Yeah.
So now it's just, hey, I see you, you see me, hey, and then let's keep it moving. We don't have to.
But I feel like it's also good to have social awareness. Like, okay, this person is distancing themselves. So, and I was looking recently too about the different attachment styles of like, and it's hard because I'm very avoidant. Like, I like my space, and I don't like when friends are like jealous or why didn't you invite me or just everything.
Gosh, I cannot.
And I'm the opposite of that. Like, I don't care if, my best friend is doing something else. Like, I don't question it. I'm just like, okay, I never take that personal. And then there's the anxious attachment where they're just so clingy to do that.
I feel like I'm the same way with that, because I've had friends that would get jealous and they would respond, oh, why didn't you tell me you were doing that? Or why did it? And I'm like, I didn't know I had to tell you that I was hanging out with this person, or, and you could feel that they had that. Or people who try to be friends with your friends.
Yeah.
In a way, like they'll tell you like, oh, you didn't invite me. And then they'll start being friends with all of your friends. And it's kind of weird because it's like, and it's okay. Like, I love when my friends get along, but it's weird whenever you have a friend that tries to be friends with all of your friends.
The timer.
Yeah, I agree. And I know there's people who do feel that way, and that works for them.
Sometimes it is fun to have everybody together, but I don't want to feel the pressure of always having to do that.
Yeah, because then you feel pressure to invite everybody to one thing. And then out of nowhere, you went from inviting one person to like, you have 10 people invited to one thing where, but I think if someone makes you feel bad for having other friendships, that's not.
Yeah, to me, that's toxic. I can't.
Yeah, and there goes back to my best friend, Lexi. Like, she'll make jokingly, but I'll do the same. But it's never been serious, that where she gets upset. And I like I said, I always go back to her. If she wouldn't do it, if she's not acting this way, why is somebody else feel the need that they can do that? Or over possessive friends. That's what it is. When they become over possessive of your time. Oh, who are you with? Or, oh, you're hanging out with him again, or whatever. And let me be. But yeah, being an adult and having friendships, I think it's easier to pinpoint who's a real friend versus who's not.
I feel like it does take too, like, your brain fully developing to like, because for me it was a switch. Like, once my brain fully developed, I'm like, who are you people? Like, why
what am I doing here?
And that's how it was. And and like now I see red flags, and I'm just like, it's not worth having all this chaos in my life.
Yeah, and if I feel like I'm the red flag, I need to remove myself from this, because if I'm acting out of character, if I'm saying things that are out of my character, if I am regretting the conversations I had once I walk out of there, if I'm feeling drained when I walk out of this is not the environment I need to be in. And there's so many times where I have felt that way. You're hanging out with somebody, they say something, and then you, hey, hee hee ha ha, and then you go home. I've literally done that, and then I'll call them, or I'll be like, hey, I didn't mean this when I said it. I'm just venting, and then it just, you don't know how they're taking it, but really you didn't mean no harm with it. It's like, why would they say that? Why would
I feel like it's a part of human nature to do that, and a lot of girls bond that way with gossip and stuff, but I don't know, not too much negativity of it, like.
And then you leave that conversation.
And you're like, you got to tell them, like, but don't say nothing. Or those friends where you're like,
hey, when I told you
between us, and I didn't mean that. Like, you kind of, because there's friends where you can say something, you're like, okay, that stays between us. Like, it can be venting or anything, who you just know, like, they're not going to spread it to everybody.
Or if you're venting about something because you're obviously when you're venting, you have strong emotions about something. That's the only reason we're venting is because I have these emotions. And then you say something, and then the next time y'all hang out, they like make jokes about it. And you're like, dude, I just said that one time. Can we stop talking about this? I didn't really mean it. Like I'm over it now. Or they constantly hold on to that thing you said about, let's say, for example, I'm talking to a guy and he does something and they constantly keep holding on to that version of him or I don't know, something like that. But yeah, I hate that. I hate that feeling where you go home and you regret that whole, I'm like, dang it, I shouldn't have even gone.
Yeah, happens all the time.
But we're all human.
Yeah, we are.
It happens. If you feel like you overshared, it's okay. It happens. I used to be so bad about oversharing back then when I used to drink more. Like now I haven't got drunk like that. So I haven't felt like, but now I know the circles I'm in a little bit better. So if I do overshare, hey, what, to my sister?
Yeah.
To my best friend. It's not just random people I'm oversharing to. You know that anxiety when you drink the next day?
Yes.
And you think, what did I say? Did I say that or did I think that?
And you said everything.
Yes. But, oh my gosh, I remember that happening all the time to me. Mm-hmm. The anxiety. I can't remember the last time I had anxiety. What about you?
It's been a while. I feel like anytime I get kind of drunk, I have it a little bit just because I overthink everything.
But I would get anxiety if I hung out with people who I didn't really know like that or trust, because I would just be myself. Like, and I might have said things, but not anything offensive. It just wasn't something that I would ever tell them sober. So why am I telling them when I'm tipsy or not tipsy, because I would be drunk. But yeah, I would get anxiety so bad the next day. I just wanted to lay in bed and not talk to anybody. I wanted to delete my social media. I wanted to be like mysterious. What happened to her? I don't know. But yeah, I think ways to avoid anxiety is just don't hang out with people you don't trust. Don't drink or don't get too crazy around people that you don't trust. So we're looking up stories on Reddit that are toxic friendships, and we're going to read them to each other and then see how we feel. Share advice. But this is a really short one. They asked for a ride someplace. I declined. Haven't heard back from them in 20 years. F you, Patrick. Patrick. Yeah, that was the last straw for Patrick. He said, all right, I have one story. Hang on. Okay. It's short. My friend got angry because I didn't loan him money fast enough. I've been without money before, so I understand I was in a situation I could pass the favor on. I said I'd help him out in a few hours when I was free. He got angry.
Entitled.
So, yeah, I feel like money is a conversation that sometimes can be tough, because obviously when you're a friend and you want to help people out, but in this situation, he just was impatient.
And you can ask, but don't expect it to be, don't expect it to be a yes or take it personally, when they say no.
Yep, exactly.
Anytime.
Don't take it personally. Understand that other people have issues or expenses that you may not know about. Yeah, somebody may look like they have it all together, but you don't know what kind of expenses they have. So don't.
And in this case, he said yes, just a couple hours.
Give me a minute, honey. Let me just finish working, making more money, so I can lend you some money. Dang. Wait, this is kind of funny. Well, it's not funny. I got a Canon camera for Christmas one year. It was a huge gift and I was thrilled. My friend who knows cameras wanted to see it and made some rude comments about how it's far from top of the line, but good for a beginner. He ejected the memory card, then forced it back in, breaking the little metal prongs that hold it in place. It never worked again, and he absolutely refused to take responsibility for it. I'd had it for less than a month. Okay, I would be pissed.
I would be pissed.
First of all, Canon
that's a good brand.
That is a good brand. And that,
And I feel like I would feel responsible to like replace it, or if I break it, like or get it fixed or something.
and it says it was a huge gift and I was thrilled. And he made some rude comments. If someone's making rude comments about something you're excited about, that's not a friend. And he, oh my God.
Like passive aggressive. Sometimes they try to mask it of like I'm just kidding, or he like throw a little jab in there, but it's like.
Yeah. And instead of just being happy for someone, if you know about cameras, help them.
Yeah.
Your mean and rude comments were not necessary.
I feel like I've had friends like that who made comments of like, when you're excited about something and they kind of throw a little jab in there, and I'm like, and it just kills your energy.
Yeah, because I'm telling you, because I'm excited. Why are you trying to?
Yeah.
It's one thing to be realistic and whatever, but let's be Delulu for a second, okay? We'll get to the realistic part when we get there. But it's good to have a realistic friend. But when they're just throwing jabs or throwing negativity at your positivity, why? It always goes back to, why are they doing it? Mm-hmm. I remember I was out one time and there was a guy complimenting me, like talking about like, oh, you're this, and like he was being nice to me.
Yeah.
And my friend got upset. That they get upset whenever someone else is showing you love. That's not your friend.
There's like a competition there, kind of like they see you as a competition. Mm-hmm. And it's not. I've had friends like that too, where like it just felt like, damn, like are we competing or?
Yes. And you can feel that. And then also, if I think going back to red flags, is if they share personal information that you shared with them in a group setting in front of you, and and you even say, that was not like, why are you saying that? Like, dude, that was supposed to be between. In conclusion, it's just, don't ignore the red flags. We said that about relationships. Don't do it with friendships, because it still hurts. It hurts when your business gets told. It hurts when they make comments. And why hang on to that?
Yeah, and I feel like friendship breakups sometimes are worse than like intimate breakups.
Yes.
Like they just, I guess it depends on the friendship, but yeah, there's been times where I'm like, damn, it's like a regular breakup where you're just grieving the loss of the friendship and learning to move on. But it's like, you were okay without them before. Like, you're gonna be fine. Just look at the positive in it, and that's what I always try to do, at least.
And with that, you're making room for genuine friendships, people who genuinely love you and care about you and want to see you do good. So although it feels like a loss, you're gaining something. You will gain something to fill that,
Cut off. That one did too.
What the when?
The lens is over it.
Wait,
Like
but did you notice?
No.
What just happened?
Yeah, so 2 of our cameras died, so we're just going to go ahead and close out with this one.
Yes, and we don't know how much the
was
cameras
cut out.
got. We just realized it. So we're going to see how we're going to.
Yeah, I'll try to edit it. I don't know, somehow, but I don't think it was too long.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Maybe like to the most 5 minutes, because I was kind of looking at that one.
Yeah, maybe it was the Reddit stories. All right. Well, thank you guys for watching.
Thank you. Comment down below a red flag for toxic friendships.
And that's all.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was gonna say.
Thanks for watching. We'll see y'all next time, and we love y'all.
We love you. Thank you for watching. And if you have anything that you want us to touch on ever, literally tell us, message us, and we'll be happy to do so. Love you. Bye.